And this is why, brothers and sisters, some of our relationships with our family members and with other people are very negative, because we think the past is qati, it's definite. We think the past is wahi, it's like revelation. We think it's the only way things can happen, because she was always like this, and she always said that to me, and she always used to say things like this, therefore she's going to do it now. So how are you going to forgive? How are you going to move forward? You know, we have 3 filing cabinets. The filing cabinet of the past, the one of the present, and one of the future. And what we do, we take the filing stuff, papers in the filing cabinet of the past, and we put it into the future. So we're never living the present, we're always living the future through the past. It's one big joke. Honestly, let me give you a story. Who likes stories? Put your hand up. Good boy. Let me tell you this story. I used to work for an American military company, Northrop Grumman. And in the office, we used to have a kitchenette, and I used to love tea, cha, I love tea, I love coffee. So I'd go and I used to drink rose puchong. It's roasted tea leaves over rose petals. It's romantic, right? So I would be going to the kitchenette area, and I'll see my friends John and Paul, and they'll be whispering. So I'm walking up and they're whispering. I'm like, I have self-confidence, I'm an alpha male, no problem, right? So I go back, I finish my tea. The next time I go to the kitchenette for more tea or coffee, I see them there again. And then they stop when I approach. I'm thinking, that's cool, it's cool. Maybe they have a relationship, you know, it's the 21st century. God knows what's happening these days. The next day I do the same thing. I walk up and I see them looking at me, whispering. I come closer, they stop whispering. And that happens nearly every day for about 10 days. And now I'm creating a drama. I'm like, okay, that John, he's a scumbag. I remember when I said I got a pay rise, his face changed color. Something was stuck in his throat. He's jealous. And I know Paul, he used to stab me in the back when we used to be in high school together, because I used to do silly things and he used to be jealous, right? And my father, when I was 7, he said those things to me too, that people are always going to be jealous of me and you always have to be like this. And then I remember my uncle, he used to be the same thing with my father, and it's part of my family history. And I used to go really crazy, and these guys are jealous, and I'm Greek, I'm supposed to be European, but I look Desi and they're racist. And I was going mad. I was getting real crazy. I was creating a big, huge drama. Then after I meet my line manager, I'm a Greek, we break plates at weddings, so I hit my hand on the table. I said, you guys are racist scumbags. I go crazy, I swear, I cry. I get fired. So I get fired, right? So what happens after a few days? After a few days, I receive an email from John and Paul, right? And John and Paul say, we just wanted to let you know that we were planning your birthday party. Now that's not a true story. But what a roller coaster of emotions, right? But it is a true story for all of our lives. And I want to give you something very personal now after the funny side. My father, right? Now this is very personal. And it makes you understand how death gives you spiritual solutions, reflecting upon death. When I first converted, I converted to Islam, by the way, right? When I converted to Islam around 11 years ago, I had a huge spiritual, social, psychological dilemma. My dad was my hero, okay? My dad never stepped on anybody's back to be successful. In actual fact, he was very unsuccessful because he didn't cheat. My dad would stay awake for other people to sleep. My father would be in debt for other people to have money. We used to eat potatoes for 2 weeks just for his workers to feed their families, right? This is my father, and he's not even Muslim, right? My dad would basically humiliate himself to honor others, okay? This is my father, okay? So he was my hero. The minute I adopted Islam as a tradition and as a worldview, I'm thinking, well, my dad can't be my hero anymore because he's supposed to be Muslim if he's so good, right? So I had these issues. So internally what happened? I became arrogant. I became egotistical. I became nasty. So what I spent 6 years making my dad feel small. I used to pick on all of his small points because psychologically I had this kind of dilemma. Dad, you do these mistakes, it's all your fault. You do this, you do that, you do this. I was like in his face, right? Arguing to the point where my dad almost couldn't take it anymore. And he'd run to the garden and say, is this how Islam teaches you to treat your father? So one day I went on this psychological course and they really make you feel like an absolute piece of poo, right? And reflecting on my limited nature and death itself, that's what death does, the penny dropped. And I realized for 6 years I was making my dad feel like an incompetent human being. So in this psychological few days, you have to pick up the phone and actually express yourself. And me, ask my family. Anyone close to me, I'm like a stranger to them. I don't express myself, right? I have this difficulty. I don't know why. It's an alpha male Greek thing. God knows, yeah? So I picked up the phone, I called my dad. He was in Greece taking care of his father because he had to nurse him because his father was very unwell. And I picked up the phone and said, Baba, I just want to let you know something. I want to let you know that I know you love me. And not only do I know that you love me, but you're still my hero. And I want to let you know that although we differ in some beliefs, that you'll always be my hero. Because the things that you do and have done is because you love me. And I want to let you know that I've used your mistakes just to support my limited perspective and to enhance my own arrogance and ego. And I want to let you know that you're a great grandfather and that you're a great father. And then he was crying. He was crying for 15 minutes, and my dad, he doesn't cry. And then he called my mother in the evening and said he feels like a complete father and now he's ready to die. And since that day, our relationship is fantastic, to the point where he believes that the Prophet Muhammad s.a.w. is a prophet. Yeah, he doesn't believe in the shirk of Orthodox Greek Christianity, so he's very close. Please make dua for him. The lesson here is that death and reflecting upon it allows you to reflect on your own ego, to think, subhanAllah, I'm going to die. I'm going to become a nobody. I'm going to face Allah. So I need to fix my relationships. And I guarantee you, brothers and sisters, you all have problems in your family. I want you to go home. I want you to promise yourself that you're going to fix some relationships. You're going to say to Auntie G, you know what, Auntie G, although you're harsh to me, you never give me gifts, but you give them to somebody else. I know you say I look ugly all the time, but you know what? I love you. I love you. I don't need you to love me. And I'm going to continue to love you even if you don't love me. I'm telling you, you do that to your auntie, you change the power dynamics of the relationship. She'll break down. She'll tell you what's going on. She'll cry. Your relations will change. You need to take power.